So my name's Bob Wyper, and I market in the Whistler area. I bought the iTrip business in 2013 in April. Prior to that, I sold real estate for a number of years, almost 15 years. And then in the corporate world, I worked in corporate promotion.
Cool. How would you say your business is going? You've been involved now 4 years or so, give or take a little bit?
Yeah. I started very green in terms of my expectations. I'm not sure where this is going, but high expectations as well. That I knew I needed to do this. I knew I could achieve great results if I put my shoulder to it. And the first year was a challenge, but I picked up some good properties, and it progressively got better. I'm now into almost my fifth year, and we're almost at 70 properties. So certainly I feel we're moving along where we should be.
Awesome, very good.
Yeah.
What would you say if someone's this is a video for candidates looking at our business, what would you say now, 4.5, 5 years in, what's a day in the life look like for you? An average day, if there is such a thing as an average day.
Yeah, I think it changes every day, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you start moving towards a direction, you get pulled off to a problem or an issue. I think I say to my wife, I basically troubleshoot right now, which you should do a lot more than troubleshooting to grow your business. And that's why we've just brought someone on to help do all the minutia parts so that I can start trying to grow more properties and work better with our clients. But you can get stuck into the troubleshooting minutia of this business because you're dealing with multiple people, their homes, and all of the related issues that go along with it. But I think finding a good way of having your systems and having the infrastructure set so that you could have some freedom and your nights aren't completely full of all the stuff that goes along with it, it's a great business and I enjoy it.
Awesome. What would you say, can you share a story what it's like to work with the iTrip leadership all the way through the company? Yeah,
it's been a pleasure and definitely professional and supportive all the way through. So right from the trainers who started when I started in 2013 to the ongoing summit conventions that we have yearly, just the group that can gather and chat and troubleshoot together and understand where our successes lay and where our areas where we have to grow. And then with the IT development with iTrip as well, we always know coming to a summit that we're going to leave with some new ideas, some new opportunities, and some new tools to build our business. So, and that's not in my expertise level, so I just know that you guys have it. Yeah.
Awesome. What would you say to someone that, or let me just ask, before you bought the business, what were some of your concerns and how have they been addressed, or were they addressed early on? Are there any particular, are these guys really going to be there for me? Are they going to come to my market and help me?
I think the typical concern someone would have when you're investing a substantial amount of money into something that you don't know if it's going to do you don't know really if you're going to be successful, is the support. And you want to know that the team that you're marrying to or joining to also has the same commitment level as you do going in. And I had a huge commitment level. My wife and we bought the business together. I had a big commitment and a reason that I have to make this work. I'm 50 years old and I really want to have a progressively a great business where it can create passive income and it can move on for years to come. And you want to know that the company you partnered with, iTrip, has the same motivation, and you don't know until you meet them, and years go on, and then from that, I 100% feel confident that the management team at corporate office has the same motivation and dedication as I do.
Awesome, very good. What would you say in your first year or two, what was one of the biggest surprises that because you're a smart guy, you've been around real estate, were there any just big surprises that came your way, and then what was the outcome of that surprise?
I guess right now with our property level and Whistler being such a world-class market, I knew because I owned a couple of properties in Whistler. We traveled to Whistler for several years. We live in Vancouver, British Columbia. And we enjoy it, but you don't realize how much everyone else enjoys it, and what a world-class place it is. And until you're deep in the market and you have properties that are beautiful, and you have people coming from all over the world and spending considerable amounts of money to come on their vacation and stay in your properties, it's a real privilege to work in that area. And so it's always surprising to me. It isn't now, but it was then. That a property in my backyard was a world-class market, and I get the opportunity to work in it.
Nice. What would you say others that are seeing this video that are considering iTrip, they're not involved yet, what should they know about the team?
Well, I think if you go into it with your eyes open and know that you have to put the work into it, and you have to, I think once you came out to my market several times, but I remember you left one time and you said, Bob, this is a market that is beautiful, that has the opportunity for great growth, and don't leave it without knowing that you've killed it, did the best you can. So I think for anyone coming into a market, you have to have that going in, that you're going to do great, and that you have the resources through iTrip in order to do it, and just follow through with the program. So follow the program, work hard, and do know that you can work smart and dedicate yourself to growing your business, and it'll happen.
Good.
Yeah.
Any particular things you think some key, if you had one of your adult children looking at an iTrip business, being at the level of your experience now with several years of experience, what are some of the key things you would say to them that you need to be aware of, or you ought to consider, or these are critical components for your success?
Well, I brought my daughter actually into the business in June. I held on tight. Like I said, my wife and I own the business. I'm the operating manager. Like a lot of relationships, she handles the money, and I do the operation. But I held on to all of the functions of the job in terms of internally, and doing as much as I can myself, because I felt like it's my baby. I'm growing. But this year we did bring my daughter on as a full-time reservations agent. She handles all of our reservations and many of the other functions that were pulling me away from doing what I need to do in order to continually grow the business and not just maintain it. So that was a big step for us. And my daughter sees that this business isn't just a mom and pop business as much as it is in a way that we take care of people and work with our business, but it also has such a huge uptick to it, a long-term growth opportunity, and a business that helps people and is fun.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You seem like you're enjoying it. What are some of the fun parts of the business that would you say you enjoy the most? I
think working with our owners. I've got people from all over the globe who own in Whistler. So, I'm on the phone or talking through Skype and dealing with people in Australia and England and all through the States. Most of our guests, I would say about 60% of our guests that come to Whistler are American. A big chunk is certainly from Australia and Europe. So we have people from all over the globe coming, and it's just exciting to talk with people and know that they're coming to our backyard to play and ski.
Yeah.
So.
What would you say, second to last question, a little bit about what you were saying when we were walking here about you've already got, we can't use dollar amounts or money amounts, but the part about the residual income, something to the fact that,
right.
Here we are kind of wrapping up the year, and I've already got 7 figures of business on the books for next year, and
right.
We're not even there yet, or something
right.
to that.
Right. I think that's certainly satisfying. When I sold real estate, it was the same thing. You go into Christmas and you have a number of completion. Not into Christmas. If you go into the summer, you got a number of completions going into the summer market, so you know what's happening, and you've got some good income coming. And in this business, especially in the ski market, you go into the ski season and you want to be prepared that you've got your listings listed correctly, the rates correctly, and it's so satisfying to see that you've got 80% occupancy already going into the next year, which with a number of properties that that adds up to significant income that's already on the books for next year. So the passive side of this business is certainly possible, and now for me, I just have to maintain that and grow it so that it's never going to be something that I just feel like it's a small issue. I have to work at it, and I know that it's possible.
Awesome. Last question is, knowing everything that you know today, everything that you've experienced, would you buy the business again, and why?
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah, I don't even have to hesitate there, Tom.
But just
yeah.
why?
It's an enjoyable business. it's something that it doesn't have all the other things that go along with owning a business in terms of the liability of all accounts payable and all the things that you have to do in order to pay. You don't have to wait for your money. I got it backwards. When people make a booking, they're paying for it in advance. I'm not chasing people to pay. If they want to book, they book, and it's paid for. It's in our bank. It's ready in order to when they come. All we have to do is maintain and make sure the property's ready for them. There's many things that go along with it, but in terms of owning this type of business, it doesn't have the huge cost that you have to do other than the franchise fee, but you don't have a ton of extra costs involved to carry and run the business. We don't have a huge overhead. I don't have a brick and mortar big building. I can work from either my home, my car, or on the slopes, and so that's fantastic. You go on vacation and still work your business through the mobile setup we have. So it's a business that definitely has versatility, and as everyone gets older, they love to travel and they love to do things that some businesses don't allow you to do. With owning an iTrip franchise, you have that opportunity, and you have that great privilege to still enjoy your life and work hard and have a great business.